Hola, mi nombre es Maria Isabel Angel, estoy feliz de estar acá con todos ustedes. Hoy estoy encantada, ¿sí? Porque tengo un invitado maravilloso. Hello, everybody. My name is Maria Isabel Angel. I'm here with you, super happy because I have an amazing guest that I know you are going to love. His name is Ozgen from Turkey. Ozgen, how are you?
Hey, hola, ¿qué tal? Hello, everybody. I'm very well. Thank you. I'm so happy to connect with you with this internet technology.
Exactly. It has been a while since we don't see each other. You came in our festival in Medellin. You remember it was so much fun.
It
It
was
was like,
amazing fun. Which year was it? Oh my God.
oh my God, it was like, I don't know if it was like 8 years or
Yeah,
10
maybe
years ago.
8
Maybe
years.
eight.
Yeah.
It was with, you remember, it was with Farida Fami. It was with Monique
Morning.
Nate. You
It was
remember
great.
my crazy friend Claudia.
Oh yeah, where is she? I hope she's okay. I love her.
She's okay. She's okay. And our experience with Madame Farida Fami was just fantastic, huh?
Just to sit with her to have coffee. I just what an elegant lady, knowledgeable lady, and I really love her. Totally beautiful human being as well. So very fortunate. And you did it. It was great show.
Yeah, yeah. For me, it was like something that it was my dream for a long time to be able to bring or Mahmoud Reda or Madame Farida to Colombia. It was my dream, but I thought it was too crazy. And then we did it, and it was with you and Monique, and it was so much fun. I love it.
It was so good. It was so good. I loved it.
Okay. Okay, my dear Osgen, so let's begin. Let's talk a little bit about you. Where are you from? Why did you feel in love with the dance? What happened in your life that took you directly to dance?
It's actually interesting. I am Turkish from Cyprus. Actually, I born in Cyprus, Turkish. But then I lived in Turkey many years. That I worked in a very big companies called Sultans of the Dance and Night of the Sultans. But I always involved in sort of art form because my two uncles are in Turkey, are very famous painters. Like they paint beautiful things. So I born seeing them like creating beautiful things, and in my family line I have like great very famous poets and everything. So I always been driven into kind of the creative side of the world. I used to paint as well, and then I think the destiny, I was like an energy like to want to create something, and then the energy took me to the dancing, which it started with the folk dancing. Then I decide what to do, and then I chose the Oriental part more when I moved to London more. But I used to dance many different things like Latin dance, and I did kind of musical style. Overall, I love creating. I love creating. I just do love creating. So that was my journey in a way. But of course, along the side, there are a lot of things happen. But I chose the dance. But I'm still writing poems and kind of singing and everything. So I have musical type of things that I combine them all. So I instead alongside with dancing and teaching dance and doing solo shows, I do like actually dance production, big dance production where you tell a story with it because I love drama.
That is so cool.
Life. I love like dramatic, and then
Yeah.
I believe that the art dance has to evolve and give message and move people one point to another point emotionally. So
Exactly.
that's why I am more interested in nowadays.
Exactly. You were saying a little bit about the folk dances of your country, and it's like for some people, it's like a country that we don't know how rich it is when it
Oh,
comes to dance and music. Can you please just take us to this journey? And if you can, I know it's a lot of information, but just like a small piece, a little bit of these amazing dances and music and the folklore that you have in Turkey.
yeah. I mean, it's like a very big chapter, maybe like 9, 10 different books of it. Turkey is a huge country, and Turkey from Ottoman Empire has been influenced from different culture, and then Turkey still is and was very important trading point where you cross from Europe to Asia. So they could just, the foreigner people who is passing from Turkey, they could just stay in Turkey and then stay there and start living there. So they always bring their culture. So because Ottoman Empire was really like mixed, we have influence in the dance from Arabs, from Greek, from Byzantine and everything. You still see that influences. And even like Romani dance, that it's the most popular, let's say, that Oriental world is interested in. It could be folkloric dance or like a street style dance, where depends on where the region is. In some regions they do it like a folkloric aspect, and in some regions they do the street style. It's really, really rich, really, really rich. I mean, we have so much folk dance, and very happy and fortunate that the Turkish and Turkish government always support the folk dance. So they are really, really serious. They take care and they study this years and years and years, and they always have like the small age and then the middle age and adult age. And I remember I was 5, 6, I started learning folk dancing.
So is something common, for example, in the schools that the kids learn these folk dances?
Yes, yes. In some schools, most of them, in my time, I'm not sure about now, in my time, we had, you know, like you have sport in the schools, we always have folk dance. Either was like a hobby class you choose, or it was you know, a necessary and obligation you got. And I used to do that, and then but privately out of school, my family sent it to me, this kind of school, because it's more social. I mean, people, I mean, not necessarily everyone goes there loves this dance. Sometimes, you know, the family are pushing you to go, and I was really shy, believe it or not. I was really, really shy. I didn't want to go, and then I was hooked onto it because the social matters, and you have friends and everything. So it was really, really good experience for me.
Mm-hmm. So now that you were saying about the social dance, and because we are in this world of the Oriental dance and the dance in Muslim countries, so how is the dance in Turkey? I mean, socially, women and men can dance, can celebrate together, or you have some dances that are just for guys, some dances that are just for girls. So how is this socially?
Socially, of course, if you're talking about the styling of the folk dance, of course, you have some style that only the male can dance. Not can, but male is up. It just for the male styling, and then you have some dance it's just for the female in the moment and everything. For example, let's say in most, not all, in most of the folk dance or dancing, the men rise their hands more up, and then girls is more down. This kind of things. But socially, we love dancing. We do love dancing. It is not so alien or so different or weird for us, like going to a party or celebration, and the men and women start dancing socially. They will just do their social dance, and sometimes, if specific music plays, sometimes we have this çiftetelli, right? Çiftetelli is the rhythm as well as the dance style, like baladi. Think like a baladi. When the çiftetelli start playing, no one will do exaggerated steps. They will just go and greet each other and perform, like, you know, swaying to the side to the side. But however, let's say if there's a line dancing, like a horon or halay, like a dabke stuff, or Romani dance, they will really just go and kind of do the proper steps. So we have both experience, and I think, and there are some moments, of course, only for the girl, the styling only for the girl. We have kind of a henna, like a henna celebration dance. It's just for the girls. Sometimes they put candles on the hand and dance. Socially, yeah. Oh, I can tell.
Yeah. So now that you were saying about the Romani dance, it's very popular, as you say, between this environment of Oriental dance. So
Yeah.
if you can explain and perhaps make clear what is this dance, because so many people are just teaching this and perhaps they don't have a lot of information. So it gets people confused, you know? So what can you tell us about this Romani dance?
I mean, some of it I will say from my experience as a Turkish person, and then some of it is just theories from the historian that the Romani people been traveled from India, and when they are traveling from India, they settle down to different parts of the world. That started with Arab world, Egypt, and then to Turkey, and then after to Spain. That dance, that style of dance that Indian Rajasthan people brought become like a mixed culture. Let's say they traveled from India and they settled down to Egypt. It's become different Romani or dance. Or when they settle down to Turkey, they mix their culture with the Turkish style, so it's become Romani dance. Because when you see the Romani dance, you will recognize that like the traveler, like the flamenco, they explain everything with their hands and arms, like a pantomime. The grape, jealousy, a lot of hands and gestures, the lipstick and everything. So you see that elements in Spanish dance too, flamenco dance too. So that is what it is. Specifically, Romani people are gifted for music and dance. They have this special talent, which is so amazing, and they love life. And they always been part of the entertainment from the Ottoman Empire. But what we are talking now, and what happened before, it's totally different story, because now they are more integrated into the culture, so they don't live just alongside like separate neighborhoods, which they do sometimes. But I don't like this. Not I don't like, but I'm not very keen of this cliche of the picture of the Romani culture or the flamenco, because now everyone, of course, is a different world. We live in 2021. It's a different story. They are more integrated. And a lot of Romani people are on the television, singers, famous dancers like Vida is Romani, and the musicians. Romani dance itself is confusing for non-Turks or people who likes to learn this dance in terms of two things. First of all, the rhythm. Rhythm is 9/8, which is 1-2, 1-2, 1-2, 1-2, 3, or 5 tempo. But some bizarre reason, I think maybe it started with a few wrong DVD that they had before. We don't have that anymore, right? DVD and dance tutorial from US that maybe this is my assumption, maybe they traveled to Turkey and try to learn this dance from the source, from the Turkish people. And when the Turkish didn't speak English, they couldn't communicate maybe. And then they named this rhythm as karşılama. Then everything gone a little bit wrong, because 9/8 rhythm is very confusing, but I'll try to explain better. 9/8 rhythm is just the rhythm. You know how you say 2/4, 3/4, whatever, just the count. But in Turkey, however, we don't say specific name for this 9/8 rhythm. You can say play me Romani, but we don't necessarily say play me Romani rhythm, because Romani is that 9/8 rhythm. So karşılama is a folk dance, and karşılama in the term means greeting someone, and it's a line dance mainly.
Yes.
Someone greets someone, and you can imagine that the man gone to a war, and when the man comes from the war, the girls greets them in a happy manner in the region of Turkey, in some part of in the region of Turkey. And then it's happened that the rhythm is 9/8, but not every 9/8 is Romani. And Romani style or Romani dance could be 2/4 too, but they can still do their movements and everything.
I was going to ask you this. So in Romani dance, is not only the 9/8. We can have other rhythms in Romani music, Romani dance.
Romani style, like for example, Romani songs who made from Romani people could be 9/8 or 2/4. 2/4 is interesting too as well.
But there is different styles of this 9/8. No, you don't have different names for these different styles. How they play the 9/8, they consider everything 9/8, and that's it, or they have names for the differences, the difference 9/8?
They have different names. The rhythm itself is 9/8. As you decorate it, they put different names to it.
Okay.
Because of the maybe the speed or the decoration, you understand it's from a different region. For example, gaida, they call it gaida. When you say play me gaida, they know exactly which decoration for the music, for the rhythm, but it's mainly 9/8 in the 9/8 signature. And you have 3-4 different style in that matter.
And for example, about the music instruments of this Romani dance, this Romani music, which are the most popular musical instruments, for example?
I think most popular one will be the clarinet. They often use clarinet. For example, like when the Romani dance, you have the piece of Romani dance, even though maybe not in the beginning there is no clarinet, later on in the Taksim part, always some clarinet, and of course some kanun or oud will be there as well, but clarinet is there.
And also, women and guys dance like the same, or there are some steps that are just for girls and some steps that are just for guys?
In the stepwise, like stepping, how your the movements down, it's sometimes the together. Sometimes we have so much common step, but the how you carry your upper body, that you give the characterization to dance, and then hand gesture and everything is totally different.
Exactly.
Even though the male style will do the hip, I'm sure, please go on YouTube and look, they will do the hip and they will do the undulation and everything, especially nowadays the funk. Let's say I consider this like a funky, but I learned to not to say funky in Brazil because it's something vulgar, so I don't know if you know but something vulgar. I think it's like a music style. Funky, it's like an R&B, you know, like nowadays the new generation mix the R&B with the new style 9/8. They will use the hip and undulations too, of course, for sure, because in Middle Eastern dance, even though the male who goes to celebrations, they don't consider that they are dancing Oriental dance, but we know they use some shoulders and some hip in a subtle way, like salsa, samba. You know, people who does that socially, they do the same. But as a professional dancer, we exaggerate it. You know what I mean?
Exactly.
At the end of the day, you talk about belly dance, Oriental dance, or Romani dance. You take some cultural dance and you put on a stage. And putting on a stage something is totally different. It's a stage.
Exactly.
So that's a very important point. But if you are the question is to answer to your question, male female styling, it will be different the way they carry their body. But sometimes there are common steps as well.
Exactly. And you were saying something very interesting about the carcilama and the confusion also. So because we have these terms, gypsy dance, we have the skirt dance, we have carcilama, but we know that carcilama, and also I wanted to ask you about the carcilama, that is a folk dance, as you say, but it depends of the region, no? In this region, the carcilama can be with the handkerchief maybe, and maybe in this region can be without it. So if you can explain us a little bit about this carcilama and the confusion between all these terms, gypsy dance, the skirt dance, Romani, carcilama oriental, and just the carcilama, if we can explain to the girls this.
And I think the easiest will be that get rid of carcilama on your mind. I suggest this to everyone. Get rid of carcilama on your mind and you'll be happy bunny. You'll be happy person. Why? Because carcilama is again like a dance term. Let's say we say, gosh, how can I say? We say baladi, but or let's say it's totally different. Let's say we say R&B dance, yeah, and then R&B dance has different styles. Karşılama is so different, and I don't think in Oriental world no one will be interested in karşılama dance because it's a folk dance. If you want to learn.
It's like people, they don't have an image in their head about what is carcilama, you know, but we have to understand that it's a folk dance, it's a different, it could be 9/8 also, no? The count could be 9/8.
With different rhythm, it could be with handkerchief, it could be men and female do together. So it's a different story. I think the easiest will be just get rid of the karşılama. It's someone's wrong did it and teach it around.
Exactly. So, and you have different karsilamas by region, no?
Yeah, exactly. But it's not my expertise too. I'm not talking so much about it because it's
Exactly.
even though I did folk dancing, it's not my expertise, and I think no one, as I said, will be interested into learning this except they do the folk dance, because there's no hint in Oriental belly dance music or Romani music about karşılama. There's nothing. You know what I mean?
Exactly. So when people, for example, in the States started to use this term, Carcilama Oriental or Oriental Carcilama, so what is this? Why they were explaining that it was like something like you mix Oriental dance moves, but the count is 9/8. So what do you say about this?
I think I'm not certainly sure why they start naming this like that, but it's totally wrong. And they nowadays they agree as well. Now I spoke with my American friends. I see on the forums on Facebook, they agree something gone wrong. I would only I would only use assumption. I don't think they would not. They would want harm to anyone, because it's like they don't want to misinterpret or misinform the culture. I think some bizarre reason somebody tell them, they misunderstand and they write somewhere, or they did the video about it. It's just a miscommunication probably with the dancer they are learning or something, and then it's happened. Or maybe they go to folk show in the cabarets. This could be as well. They go to cabaret shows in Turkey that time, and they say, okay, karşılama show, and 9/8 rhythm started. And then they think, and then some 9/8 rhythm karşılama, the steps will be similar because it's 9/8 rhythm. You can't do more about it. You do so much. Let's say you do basic 1 2 3 4 1 2 3 4, right?
Yeah.
Maybe then they assumption they write it. I'm not sure, but it's totally wrong.
Exactly. Yes, because I have danced a little bit of karsilama as a folk dance, and yes, with the hands like this, a little bit of this movement, and the count is 9/8. So I don't picture doing this in an Oriental piece, I don't picture this, so I was like confused. So, but it's because I have read that it's because they were trying, because they were like, or Turkish dancers, that were trying to put the 9/8 rhythm in Oriental piece with Oriental movements, But I don't know, and it was very confusing.
I don't think so. Most Turkish will know what difference between Romani piece and karşılama piece, and they wouldn't be interested in doing it, because I know it is very confusing. And in Arabic world, in Egyptian world as well, you know how confusing it is, because you put one wording into the song, it changes the region. You know what I mean? You put one movement, it changes region. It can be very complicated. Easy, get rid of karşılama. You don't need karşılama.
Exactly. Okay, and for example, which other misunderstanding or have you seen when people talk about Romani? Perhaps the skirts, that people think that Romani is just the skirts. So what can you explain us a little bit about this?
As I said, it's very complicated, and then you need to really study that dance with people who knows like me, and then you need to explore it, go to the country to explore as well. The whole things about skirt is, no, there isn't something like that. But unfortunately, it's the same thing for flamenco. We'd always think that, flamenco have skirt, but no, they have skirt, but they don't use so much skirt. They just flick it and hold it. That's it. Or maybe then when they walk, they flick it. Because it's not a dance of skirt, it's a dance of the culture. But the problem probably started with the movie, and it's the fault of the Turkish movies. Because I think when they wanted to have the story, love story between the Romani guy, which they consider gypsy girl, Romani girl actually in Turkey, but they name it like a gypsy as well in Turkish movie. That's why it's wrong and derogatory. They offend, people offend about that word. And then rich man. Okay, this is movie. This is nothing to do with the dance or culture. They don't have to be respectful to it because it's a fantasy. Movies are fantasies. Like what's happening in US as well. They put movie. They don't have to stick to the rules. That's yes and no, because obviously it's a free. When you create an art, it's free, but again, you need to be a little bit respectful to the people. So then what they do, instead of putting the Romani girl with the baggy trousers, like a harem trousers or very modest clothes, what they did like a flamenco Spanish fantasy. Big earrings, big lipstick, big skirt, red, black, and this kind of cliche stereotype Romani, or for them gypsy look. Then it's become like that. But Romani people wouldn't do anything with the skirt except lifting the skirt here to do some movements, and those are all natural. It's not like, oh, I need to show my leg. The steps are very complicated. Maybe they worry that they are gonna step on it and trip on it, or they want to highlight their step. You know, but
Exactly.
it's nothing to do with the skirt. However, again, plus in Turkish music and dance, we have a style called canto. That's a beautiful style. I teach this because it's fun. Then again, this can be, canto is a style, come from cantare. Cantare is singing, means singing. Can be different rhythm, can be 9/8 rhythm, but the decoration of the rhythm is totally different. Bam, 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 bapa. You can consider this like a Istanbul Romani style, which is Istanbul Romani style is cabaret. So that is totally cabaret. The lyrics are cabaret. Lyrics are fun. It's almost like seductive in a cute way. Yeah. Then they have the skirt or pose, but I wanted to think that these canto things, and have a look on YouTube. Actually, you will see a lot of beautiful women dressed up and everything, almost like a presenter of the show. So beautiful. It is Kanto. Kanto. Can be. It's almost like the MC or the presenter of the show with the singing, with dancing, and it is 9/8. But it's nothing to do with tradition. The lyrics imply something else.
This is something new or this is old?
Old, very old.
Okay. Okay. Super interesting. Super
Right.
interesting.
1950s, 60s.
Okay. Okay. So I was, you made me think about, is the Romani dance a dance just that is being danced in the, like between the community of the Romani, or is that just like everybody in Turkey is dancing these Romani steps, or just the people of the community?
Good question. Very good question. You're always catch good question. I like it. I love you. I love you because you always wants to learn. Which is
No, and again, it's like I love Romani dance. I love, when I was in Turkey, I remember that I was you were there with me also, and I was taking the Reyhan Susu's
Yeah,
dance class. Oh my God, I just love it because first it was very challenging, because of the count and the pelvic movement, for us is like a little bit, we feel ashamed and then we enjoy it. It was so much fun. And I really, really fell in love with the Romani. I love that dance and I want to learn more. So yeah, I'm here just like, I cannot wait about your answer. So tell me everything.
Thank you. Finger crossed, I'll teach you more and more. It's a fun dance. Something about it, as I said, I love Oriental dance. I love, of course, Raks, Sharki, classic, because it's a different feeling. It's different. It's very elegant. There's more emotion, more dark emotion. Sometimes can be sensual emotion. But in Romani dance, it's free. It frees you. It's really like freeing you. I think it's something with the chakras as well. All the chakras, and they use the pelvis lift up. Nothing to do with sexuality as well. It just nothing to do with it. It just they want to do the biggest moment, show off, show off, show off. This is their culture and how they live. Your question is this. Romani people, of course, I am not Romani. I'm Turkish. I'm normal Turkish. If I were not a dancer, I would go to weddings. When the Romani dance music plays, I dance Romani, but different than what Romani dances. Because Romani people like Reyhan will dance so different because she lives in a different part of Istanbul. And then Edirne is a little bit more far from Istanbul, and they dance different styles. So it's different, little bit nuanced difference, But Turkish people dance, of course, Romani. But however, if you go the other side of the Turkey, like near to the Arabic world, they wouldn't dance. They wouldn't know. They would say, "I know, I heard of it, but it's not popular for them." For them, they are more popular like a line dancing, like dabke, because they are more near there. And then
Mhm.
Istanbul line dancing, they will dance, yes, but they will dance influence of the Greek. They will share with the Greek combination. You know what I mean? Because it's
Mhm.
huge country.
Exactly. So, for example, if I go to a disco, and
Yeah,
I, of course, I can hear Western music, but I can hear Turkish music as well.
right.
So, these people, how do you dance? You dance, and perhaps it sounds maybe a Romani song if I am partying in the disco or not, or which kind of music can I hear in the discos? How can I dance it?
In the discos, they play. Depends on which disco you go. But even though European considered pop discos, let's say, they will play a few Turkish songs, popular one, but of course pop one. But they will play 9/8 too.
And the people, how they dance this 9/8 with the Romania steps,
Yeah,
similar as
yeah,
you say, with the touch of the Istanbul or the region
yeah,
or whatever.
yeah, with a touch of the Istanbul, but the club, they will just do the basic step and some movements like this, and they will go on and on. At the end, they are not a dancer. They will just do few steps. For example,
Exactly.
that the belly dance music plays, the social dancers, social people, they will just do hip drop, hip to the side, figure of eight, because that's what they know.
Hmm.
Romani step will be exactly the same, uh,
Exactly.
but they will play. But not necessarily it will be pop 9/8. You know?
Okay. Okay. So now I wonder, so if the belly dance or the raks sharky or just the raks is common in Turkey, I mean socially, between families, is common just to dance these dance steps, with the hips, with the shoulders, is socially common to see
Yeah,
Oriental dance in Turkey?
yeah, sure. It's socially common, still is common. Uh, Even though that we have the perception that is conservatism and everything, yes, but and no, because someone is dancing on the stage with the costume and full makeup and everything is a different story. When people are socializing, they will do modest step. For example, my mom, and actually I may go to, hopefully, to Cyprus and Turkey for a wedding in this August, and I kind of miss the weddings because they gather together. So for me, it's been a long time I haven't experienced this. So what will happen? They will play çiftetelli, which is the Turkish one, 2/4 rhythms, some Romani, and they might dance the belly dance, which is some Arabic. They will say Arabic music, Çiftetelli has the same figure of face and the shoulders, but they wouldn't consider Arabic, and they would say Arabic music like classic, all this pop like Chic Shack Shock and all this genre. They always play that because it's like an old school for them. Yeah, they wouldn't
Yes,
play
yes, yes.
new. They wouldn't play something new. Then they will do that. But for example, I will do this on the stage, right? I will do this on the stage. They will do something like this or something like this, very modest.
Mm-hmm, mm-hmm.
They are not doing show. And to dance like a dancer, it's not appropriate, nice. And no one goes. It's not a pop. It's not a disco where you go and you show your skill. It's like a clubbing. Think that you go to clubbing. I don't dance in clubbing like this at all. I don't dance in clubbing at all. Anyway, think like they're going to clubbing. They will just to enjoy the moment. They're not gonna have a matter to show a big moment or flamboyant moment.
Exactly, exactly. So talking about, because you were saying about the women in the stage, okay, as a belly dancers or professional dancers, I mean Oriental dancers. So because we know in other Arab countries, let's say Egypt, the stage is something like some people, some conservative people, they don't like to have their daughters dancing on the stage
Yeah, yeah,
professionally. So that happens again, still, or it happens the same in Turkey, that the professional, like the stage for the women is still something, and for the guys also. I wanted to ask you about
yeah.
also the how the guys, if they are in the stage, is okay in folk dance, but perhaps in Oriental is not okay, is in Romani okay, is not okay. So let's talk about the role of guys, but also the girls in the stage. Is something that is well appreciated or no?
Not really. Same thing. History repeating itself in Turkish world, in Arabic world is the same thing. It's to people who choose to dance. Romani dance, of course, you will dance totally fine, because Romani dance clothing, it's shirt for a guy or for a girl, because they want to make it like a show. They put, again, I would say, skirt and everything. So it's very modest, and because it's traditional and fun, and it is not too sensual. Yeah, it is not too sensual. It is more happy. I am happy. I am happy. I am free, soul, whatever. It's totally fine. But when it comes to the Oriental, it's radical. I am radical. People who goes to the stage, they are radical. I'm not sure about their family. Everyone has different family. Some of their family don't approve, some yes. But socially, no one wish. Let's say no Turkish, my mom or some family, they wouldn't wish, oh, my son would be a belly dancer in the future. They would never wish that, except Romani people.
Okay.
Romani people. Therefore, Romani people has been very important for the entertainment, because not nowadays, in before like 60s, 80s, not so many Turkish people, Turkish dancers were brave enough or radical enough to choose to be on the stage. The Romani girls will do that. You know what I mean?
Yeah, exactly,
But
exactly.
it's a very niche market, niche common, not that, because it involves nightlife, and
Exactly.
it's very character, very radical job.
Exactly, exactly. So, for example, I have a question for you. Now that, for example, I don't know, the past years, the Romani dance has been gaining more, I mean, interest between the Oriental dance community. So now we hear more songs with 9/8 rhythms. It could be drum solo, or it could be even a mellansé. Okay, so what do we do? Because I usually, what I do is just put the Romani dance steps that I enjoy doing, but I don't know if it is correct or not. So when I listen to a drum solo and has an 8 9 8 rhythm, is it okay for me to put the Romani dance steps that I know?
Yeah, it's totally fine as well. But the Romani, like for example, if I have a drum solo piece, I put Romani steps as well as the belly dance steps too. For example, I
Exactly,
pick up the
because you don't lose that
yeah,
you are in a performance sort of Oriental dance.
yeah.
Exactly.
Think that like that you're fusing, not fusing like fusion dance, because you drum solo, because Romani people traditionally they don't do specifically okay drum solo at all. It's all lyrical. So when drum solo happens, they will dance like a belly dance style. They will put the step, but you need to put the step because there's no other way, because it's 9/8 rhythm. You can't put Oriental steps because you will lose the rhythm. Let's say 1 2 3 hop hop, 1 2 3 hop hop, but in drum solo taka 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 taka, you don't have to hop, you can do 1 2 3 wait raka, you know what,
Exactly.
it's totally fine. Yeah,
Okay, okay. So interesting, because so many people are not, how can I say, they are just in the world of Oriental dance, and they don't know all this richness that we have in Turkey and in all these different countries of the Middle East. And so it's so amazing just to be able to connect with these amazing, amazing dances. Huh? I love it.
I love it too. It's very rich. It's very Middle Eastern dance forms and musics are very rich. It can be complicated because I always think of myself like a non-Turks. And when I'm looking at it, it's very complicated. And when I speak with the flamenco dancer, let's say, and they tell me this style, but you touch this become this style, it's very confusing for me. But you need to really explore, experience, and study the best way to go to there to learn as well. This is very important because you guys not doing it for losing weight or something. You love the culture, music, lyrics. That's why it's a big story. And in English, this is the English saying. Hopefully, you can translate this. You are trying to step someone else's shoes you are stepping to someone else's shoes to become someone. Learn.
Exactly.
It's a very challenge. Like in Oriental dance, I will do this, and I will be Madonna, strike the pose. But this is the Oriental, because the way I hold my shoulder, I give the sensuality, I give the character, then it's become something. Otherwise, it's like an exercise for some people,
Exactly, exactly, exactly. So this was so interesting, Ozgen. It's
Ah,
always a pleasure to talk to you. We learn so much,
I'm
and you
more,
tell all these stories. I love it. I love it.
yeah, I'm a bit animated. Thank you, guys.
Okay.
I'm so happy, and I will see you over the internet to teach, of course. Uh,
Yes.
I'm so excited about it.
No, no, no. We are super, super excited. So if you want to say the last words for the people that are watching this interview.
I'm so happy that you guys interested in knowing this beautiful dance form. Just enjoy. It's a very beautiful dance. I know it can be a little bit complicated, but I'm always here for you to help. You can always connect with me on Facebook or on Instagram, Mr. Ozgen. I'm always happy to share with you some YouTube link and help you over this experience.
Super, super. So thank you so much, Ozgen, for sharing with us this special moment. Thank you, all the people that connected to this interview. And we will see each other in another opportunity. Okay. Thank you. Bye
Okay.
bye.
Muchas gracias.